Hello, 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 and we are live for the coding session. We're going to be working today on aliasnerd.com website again. This is part 17, and in this session here, I'm going to look at using the built-in secure the SSL certificates built into Heroku, because that is the production environment we are using. And I want to utilize that because we have payments on the site. Anytime you have payments on your site, you should be running these things um, through a secure HTTPS link here. Like, you want it to be a secure connection, right? And the problem with Heroku is that can be expensive to do. Like, I've done it on other sites where it's your custom domain and it runs through HTTPS with a SSL certificate. And it can be very expensive on Heroku. If you want to do your own custom production server, you can do it in a much cheaper fashion, but then you lose the benefits of Heroku. So it's sort of a double-edged sword there. What we do get for free, though, let's just see if I just go over to aliasnerd.com. So this is the non-secure path because it's free completely, and you just access it and no big deal. And we hit this up. Now, if I wanted to go HTTPS :// see, it's saying this is not set up, right? It's not going to be secure. It doesn't matter if I type that in or not. It's not secure. So what we'd have to do is go over and get the free Heroku app.com, I believe it is. No such app. Oh, did I not rename the app? Okay, so that's what we should do. We should do that first so we can take a look at how that works. So let's just search up quick Heroku rename app. Let's see here. Now, this is for I've done all this. We have the domain set up. I want to actually rename the app. Let's just check here for a second. Heroku. Go back here while I'm searching. I'm pretty sure you can rename it inside the terminal here. Rename app. There it is. Well, what the heck did I search about before? Okay, anyways. So it's just apps, rename, new name. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can just do that. I'll just go in here just to make sure. Renaming without a checkout. If you're using CL to rename an app from inside the Git checkout directory, your remote will be updated automatically. Yeah, so we are doing that. So let's go through and that's weird. The Alias Nerd one isn't there. So I'm just going to rename this app, whoops, to Alias. Should I name it to, yeah, I'll keep it lowercase. Alias Nerd. Hit enter. And that way we can search up, that'll be the subdomain, because it does give you that fake name to begin with, and we don't want to use that. So we'll have this, see if this works. Pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, it was Intense Basin, so I'm going to show you the old one. Intense Basin 63409. What did it change? Oh, it already done. Okay. So it changed the intent space into alias nerd. So you can see how quickly that happened. We'll actually go back here because that's not an app anymore, but alias nerd should be. Okay. So here we can see if I use the subdomain on the Heroku app.com, then I have access to the secure path. So what my thinking is, when you click this sponsor button, you sign up. Let's do it. Let's do it over here. Okay, so we're going to sign in. Actually, we don't have a user account, so we'll sign up. This is super slow because of the virtual box. It's actually faster on production, which is sort of funny. And so we'll sign up and we'll see this sponsor button. So the thing is, I'd want the only thing I need this HTTPS for is the actual credit card form, submitting that over to Stripe. That's the only thing I actually need the HTTPS for, because I don't control any really private information on here. And that's the only point in the app where the private information can be inputted or utilized by the app. So that's the part that I want to secure. And to save money, instead of securing the entire app, I might be able to just secure that bit using this subdomain. Man, is this ever slow. This is intense. Probably should have restarted this whole thing beforehand, but that's okay. I think we'll make it. Yeah. Holy cow. VirtualBox is running slow. Okay, so let's just create a test company. We'll do test at test.com, and password is password and password. Sign up. Man, most of this video is simply just waiting for this thing to load. Okay, so what do I want to have happen here if this thing refreshes? Okay, so I'm going to go into sponsor. I'm going to click on that. Holy cow. Come on now. You can do it. This is ridiculous. Okay. Let's close everything off here because it's... This is really bad. Shut down. Shut down. All right. Once this thing restarts, we're going to code up changing this over so it utilizes this URL, hopefully, for the subscription setup instead of the http.aliasnerd.com. That's our goal for today. So first off, I just have to get this thing running. Probably to make this happen, let's just do some searching here. Okay, so we got Rails uh, link to URL. Let's just see what we got in here. Cool, link to if, link to unless, link to unless current. That's cool. All right, so link to takes the body, the URL. Link to options is due. Link to URL, HTTP options due. Alrighty, so we have, you can use URL helpers like post path. Now, resourcing the root, okay, I don't really want the root path, I want the, what is that called? Parts of a domain. Gotta figure out the term for this. What is this website doing? Oh, this is the presentation, I see. Yeah, URL, the domain name. All right, let's see if we search that. Rails change domain of URL. Okay, what does it say here? Huh, that's sort of weird. You can create an absolute link to method that does what you want by reference. You probably want the URL helper able to take the domain as it. Wonder if you can do that. It would be nice with a link to do some documentation. It shows URL 4 options. Host. Ah, see here. Host URL 4. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna try this then. Only path true. Okay, so this will be tricky, but we'll try it. Let's see what we got here. Close this off, open this up. Oh, we don't want that. We want this. All right, so we'll open up this. We'll do PostgreSQL, start. And then we will cd into all right, and now we will vim into this. Let's see what we can do to change this up a little bit. We'll refresh this. So where are we accessing that? We're accessing it from the home screen, so the subs panel. And we have this link to edit subscribe path. Now it'd be nice if we could just look up the routes. So we really don't have much here, but it would be nice if just in the resource subscription we could change the domain just for that. So let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna go over here and say Rails routes change domain host. All right, so this is domain constraint do cool from one domain to another. So we can do constraints host do. Ooh, but does this add? Let's just try. Let's try this. The thing is, just wondering if it'll automatically add it. Whoops, that's not what I want. If it's automatically going to add it for us. So we are going to here do, whoops. We're going to do a constraint, and then this is going to only constrain the subscription, and the host will be, why is it done like this? Hmm. Domain, what's this? The following solution redirects multiple domains on get and head requests while returning HTTP request. Let's see how I want to do it. Like, what's going through my head here is we could do, so we're going to constrain. Okay, so what has to happen here is boom, 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 boom. So this will be alias.nerd. It sort of sucks hard coding it like this, but we'll try it. We'll see how it works. Heroku So it's going to restrain to that. Now what we can do here is say we can do a redirect. We can definitely do a redirect. So let's look up redirecting. Well, why don't we just test this out first? So I'm just going to save this and jump on over to Firefox. Here we go. Once again, it's at slow self, localhost dot or slash 3,300. Oh, there we go. And we should probably start a server to make that work properly. Rails S. Perfect. Now let's refresh this. I'm just thinking because so what's going to happen here is it's going to constrain the subscriptions to that, but it won't redirect. So we're going to need to probably do one up here where it says redirect to this, and then this resource will work. I'm guessing, but I don't know. It's sort of a tricky situation because you're not really supposed to be doing things like this. But so we'll just hit sponsor. This will show up with the login. Nope. Okay. No route matches get subscription new because we're constraining it. So let's switch that over. So we're going to do a Rails routes redirect. And let's see about this. Let's look for the redirecting one. It's probably down here. Redirection. So we can do a to redirect. And so let's just double check here. Oh no, that wasn't where it was. We'll go in here, and that just said the subscription's new, so we'll just redirect that. So we'll just do this, and then redirect. Wonder if this will take a HTTPS. Alias nerd. This is probably the worst way to do it because we're hard coding it all in. But I'm trying to save money here. HerokuApp.com / subscription / new. Okay, so then we'll change this word to subscription / new. And we better fix this to /. Okay, so subscription / new, I've just double checked that that's what this is. Subscription / new looks fine. So when it hits this get subscription / new, it's going to redirect to this one. So what I need to do is actually delete that and move it down here. Okay, so it'll redirect to that, which will meet this constraint, hopefully. And that's my hopes. And we'll go back here and we'll say bada bing. We'll click that. No route matches get subscription / new. Well, it's right there, so did I misspell it? Maybe I need to do this. Maybe it doesn't like the subdomain in there. We can check it out. And this is probably going to be much more difficult than I had anticipated. Get subscription / new. It's like it's right there. I don't get it. Well, now this isn't working, so this is weird. So we'll hit the save on that and try it again. Okay. Maybe, okay. So I think I had to go back because it has to actually get this. Okay, let me try this again. So if I do this, hit save, it does make this route. So I could go into here, refresh. Let's actually go ahead and check out what link this is. Just let this load here for a second. And we will inspect this element. Okay, so we're going to have the link, which is right here. It just goes to subscription new, okay. So if I click that, it's not going to like it, is it? Yeah, it did. Okay, so it went all the way to there. User sign up. All right, so that might not be the end of the world. Like, I could just leave it here and just say, okay, now they're going to sign up or whatever if they already have an account. Like, I could just leave it. Let's just sign in here and see. And they'll just be on that domain until they come back to the site. That may not be a big issue. It's a little bit dirty, but it saves a ton load of money. Okay, so if I just refresh this, should be signed in. So, okay, so I can hit subscribe. It's going to do that over. Okay, we are signed up. Oh, we're not signed up on the other. Ah, yes. Hmm. Hard to test in the development environment. That is for sure. So, we may want to do something. I don't know if it's easier to do this, but we'll go rails.env.development. And then else end. Yank that down to here and go like that. Oh, I got that backwards. So I guess we'll just change this to unless. So unless the Rails environment is in development, redirect, otherwise just use the resource subscription. Okay, so then we can do, well, what's happening there? Okay, so now that we are in here, and I hit the start subscription, this technically should go back to the aliasengineer.com domain. So I wonder where that's happening. That is happening in, let's go into the subscription controller. I think it's happening in create. We're redirecting back to the root path. Okay, so root path can always be the standard domain. Okay, I wonder if there is a way in Rails to set config domain name. Rails config domain. Okay, default host. Default URL options host. Well, that's fine, but how do I? Here, this will work. I like that one better. So that's right inside the controller. I can do that one. So let's go over and implement that. So I can do URL host, boom. Okay, so it's going to have development. So if it is development, I'm going to use localhost 3000. And if not, it's going to be the alias nerd. Perfect. And let's copy this over. Yank. And we'll put that there. So I think that should work. So this will always redirect back to alias nerd or localhost 3000. But environment testing, it should, damn it. So we want to actually do this. I think this one should be localhost 3000. And then we can get rid of all this, delete that. And then this should be production. Okay, we'll yank that and put it up here. That way, if it's not production, like it's testing or something, I'm not using that other domain, so that's fine. Okay. So now that we have that done, I don't think there's any more redirects here, is there? User subscribed. Yeah, let's do the exact same thing here. Okay, let's grab all of this, and I'm going to grab the URL. This is sweet. Okay, so we're going to yank that, and hopefully this will work. We're going to do it here, and we will do it here. Oh, that's not what we want. And then the other one is down there. Okay, so that sets the hosts. Hopefully we can tag that the alert on there. Alrighty, so I'm going to click back to the home screen. Going to log out. Unexpected error. Oh, I'm missing a ending sign there. So where is this? This is 34 of subscriptions controller. Hmm. So want it back there. So on the Rails root URL with alert, can we do that? You should just find another new. So yeah, we can do that. But why is this now complaining? Unexpected keyword ending, expecting here. I think I just need to add another one at the end of that. I think it needs to be there. Okay. So this one I just have to add here. This one I need to add there. I think that should work. Let's try this again. Okay, so essentially what I'm trying to do now is have it redirect back to the normal host name from the subscriptions area, so the controller in action, right? So we have this. This is all working. Sign in. Okay, now if I do that, let's just see something here. What happens if I get rid of this over here? So that does happen. You go back here and we'll say we're signed out. So if I click this, it's going to go to the long URL, but then this does not get redirected back. Because technically it says redirect for new action if they're not signed in. Oh, here, new subscription path. Okay, that's fine. Redirect to new user registration. Sign up, yep. So the host should be localhost 3000. Oh. Okay, that's where it gets screwed up. No, this isn't working at all. This is really weird. This has been saved, correct? Hmm. User subscribed, new subscription URL. Now, why is that host not being set? So we authenticate user on skip authenticate user for new, which is what we're doing. Redirect for new action new. So if the user is not signed in, redirect to new user registration URL. So it should work. I just don't understand why it's not. Okay, so here, refresh this. Because this sponsor should go to but that should get redirected back. Oh. Why, oh why? Hmm. Essentially it's working, but it's just not working the exact way that I want it to work. Rails env production. Weird. Okay, so everything is saved. I'm going to go back here. I guess that's just the way it is, unfortunately. All right, so we will sign in. Test with password. Everything's good. Start subscription. Cool. So everything still works, and they are subscribed there. So this edit one as well needs to be redirected. So I believe this is just edit. Now I don't need to technically do this. I could do the The reason this is working is because it's coming across here and it's saying it hits this resource subscription first, and then it just works. If it was on the anything but the development environment, it's going to hit this one first and say, oh, it's not herokuapp.com. So it goes through and it says, no, we have to redirect using this. Wonder if you can just hit redirect. Okay, to redirect. Okay. I'm gonna do this production. Yeah, because it's only gonna happen. We only want to do this in production. So, okay, let's save that and go back. Make sure everything still works. Looks like it. Okay. Now, I guess cancel too, because that's just edit. So now. Okay, so I'm going to do one other thing here. Oops. I'm going to check the rake routes. Rake routes, not capital letters. And we're just going to check out what the actual domain path is for destroying the subscription, because we got new and edit. I guess it's the create, isn't it? What is the actual thing that calls over? It's no, the create doesn't. I think it's only the create and the edit, or the new and the edit. That's all that really calls the API from the user's browser that is. Let's just double check. Stripe requires. Yes, for a couple reasons. It is more secure and quicker. To test live transactions without your. Okay, so so we do need it, but I'm pretty sure it's only on the pages that we're accessing. So that's the edit and the new. So we should be good. So that means I can go back into here and so edit and new, that's all I need to do. I don't need to do the delete one. Okay. So there we have it. So I'm just going to run a rake test here to make sure everything still works. And then we have a few failures here. That's cool, so that's working. So in the test environment, it should be localhost /. So what we have to do is just go over to here and say, what files is in? Subscription controller test. So we'll just go over here and just do subscription controller test. And we'll get rid of that one. And in here, go up to the top and just say, there's usually a spot where it sets the setup, just says start. Did I get that right? The file subscriptions controller test on 26. Well, I guess I just need to change the that's why. Shoot. I definitely don't want to keep changing that all around. $32, $55, $26. Wonder if I can just change this URL host test.host. Does that work? And then yeah, I'll just copy this over and go like this. Boom, 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 boom. Yank that down to here. And I think 55 was the other one. Yeah. So this is definitely a tricky puzzle to solve. I could probably have done it. Well, the cheapest way to do it is to set up an SSL certificate on the whole site. It's the quickest way, the easiest way, but the problem is it's expensive. So I'm just trying to think of a way to save money right at the beginning here. No need in dumping money in to spots where you don't need to, especially when it's only going to be used for one page of the site or a few pages of the site that aren't really going to be hit very often, maybe once in a user's time, maybe a few times, but not much more than a handful. No need in spending a whole pile of money just to make that secure. When you have a free HTTPS SSL certificate domain at your disposal. So now we can go back here and run our rake test again. And for GitHub, I'm just going to I should commit the changes, then push it up to both GitHub and Heroku, and hopefully it just works on Heroku. I'm going to have to test it out a little bit. Oh, this still doesn't work. Yeah. Well, for now, I'm not going to worry about those 3 tests failing because those are redirect URL failures. And this, I could set this up in the setup of the test, but the problem is this is being changed inside my controller. And then another thing I could do is set the host in the controller, the actual controller, and then send it over to the view to put in the host in the view URL. Because I'm really looking, if it's production, use this host. If it's development, use this host. And if it's test, use this host. So then that's sort of a case thing where we can say if the case is the environment is one of these, then do this. So anyhow, let's check out, clear this and git add, and we will git commit. So we added URL redirects for the subscription pages to use a HTTPS host. Still needs further testing. Good. So get status should be good. We are. So get push origin master. This will push it up to GitHub. And it's done. So we'll do get push Heroku master. Now we did change the Heroku name, but that should have updated the paths for us. So hopefully it did. And it looks like it did. So you can see the second time you push to Heroku, it's much quicker. It's much quicker than the first time you do it, because the first time you do it, it's got to set up all those gems. But now that they're all set up, it just says using, and it just flies through them pretty quick. So now we compress all the new code. It's ready at aliasnerd.herokuapp.com. Perfect. So I'm just going to jump over here and let's see. So we can actually do this. It's going to say, HTTPS, we don't know what that is. Wait for it to complain. Well, I know it's going to complain, but it's no use sitting here waiting. Okay, so we'll just do this. Okay. So we have the subscribe button. We can sign in. Actually, we need to go back for a second. We can hit sponsor, and this should not change. This should still be aliasnerd.com. Okay, but it's not. Okay, this is an issue. So I want it to change the HTTPS to HTTP. So, So we can do Rails change HTTPS to HTTP. I want to go the other way. Oh, here. Yeah, that's it. The question relates to that. So, protocol. Well, that's the routes. The URL, I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, so we can run a constraint around everything. So to fix that, you need to override URL 4, which I don't want to do. So there is a way you can do it on a per thing basis. So I can go protocol is HTTP. So in here, do I have, yes, I'm still on there. So let's go over to subscribe controller. So we have the host being set up here, but we can also do the protocol. Protocol. I don't think that's how you spell it. COL. Okay, so the protocol is going to be HTTP. Oops. that. Yank this, and this can go up here. Whoops. Okay, and now hopefully that'll go there. 2 more. Paste. Paste. Beautiful. So double checking here. This is just going to be good. I have the slashes in there. Save that. Go over here. Git status to make sure that has changed. Git add. Git got commit. Nope. Git commit. -m. So we just updated. No, added. We'll say added. Added a protocol to the redirect URLs of the subscription controller. Git push origin master. Git push Heroku master. And we'll check this one out. Should be fine though. So, although this is weird, it's sort of fun doing stuff like this because you get to play with different features of Rails. So in this case, we're really messing around with Rails routes and how to play with, the host parameter and the protocol. So it's fun doing things you don't usually get to do. So we can head right back here and we'll go back, refresh. And what we were doing here is we're clicking sponsor. So what that did is it's changing it over to https aliasnerd.com/herokuapp.com, aliasnerd.herokuapp.com. But because we're not signed in or signed up, that controller action is redirecting back to the sign-up page. But I'm telling it, I don't want it to redirect back. I want it to still stay on this aliasnerd.com because that's what the user is used to. But because we moved over to HTTPS, when we redirect back to aliasnerd.com, it's getting confused and it's staying on HTTPS, which I can't do. So I had to set the protocol back to HTTP. So it's a little bit complicated, and this is all done in the routes. But with a few lines of code and a little bit of brainstorming, it's saving like at least $20 a month to run the application, which is a lot of money because Heroku does cost a lot to do SSL. It's worth it if you have a lot of traffic and a lot of purchasing done on your website, but for this little thing, it's not worth it. So I need to think of something. So if I hit sponsor, see it. The last time we had that error, which it said this is not an HTTPS web app. So now we can go through and create a user, and when we do hit that subscribe button, it will redirect to HTTPS. Okay, so that is sort of the solution and the way around the HTTPS when we just want to do it for one specific thing. In this case, the create or the new and the edit actions of subscription. Anyways, that was a lot. We didn't really do too much, but in reality, we did probably one of the biggest things is saving a ton of money for this application. So I'm very happy to have done that. It does need a little bit further testing. I'm well aware of that. I have to test both the code and the actual work, the flow of it in the browser. But for now, I'm going to sign off and call that a day. It's been about an hour of coding. So thanks for tuning in. It was a little bit jumbled because it did require a bit of brainstorming. It's not a standard thing that is done. So thanks for sticking with me. Talk to you guys later.